I was Shikisai Silk. We spent over a year creating her at my company. She got merchandise, a cosplay outfit, 2 VTuber models, and even a Line account. But in the end, our company president watched one music video and decided Shikisai Silk is no longer needed. This is a story of what it's like to work at a Japanese company. Hi, my name is Carla and I've been working at a Japanese company for 4 years. I speak Japanese and I would say I'm pretty accustomed to the culture by now. But there's some things you experience while working here that are just not as easy to get used to. Back in 2022, my company decided to participate in Comiket, Comic Market. Comiket is my favorite event in the whole wide world. I even wrote part of my bachelor thesis about that, but that's a tale for another day. Anyways, Comiket, the biggest comic market in the whole wild world. Fan art, original, whatever depraved shit you have, you can exhibit at a Comiket. And my small, humble printing company decided that's where we will have a company booth. Even though Comiket is a market for individuals to sell their books and illustrations and art and other stuff, there's also a kigyo, corporate area, where bigger companies can exhibit. Anime, manga, gaming, you name it, all the big companies are out there. We have Hoyoverse with the Genshin style, you know, we have Hololive, big players in the VTuber industry, right? And then there's us. My company president thought targeting otaku, or nerds, as a new market is a viable thing. And yeah, as a nerd myself, I can say I spend a lot of money on my figures. My company is very old, traditional, and not as caught up with the times, right? Our strategy to get in there was, let's try to blend in, let's make a cute original character to market to the nerds. And of course, as your local resident big-ass nerd, I was put in charge of creating the character. At first, multiple directions were explored for the character, because of course they wanted to get in on trends. Company president suggested like a long-lasting, big, serious sci-fi like Evangelion and Gundam. So we had one character that was more adjacent to that. The color scheme also was inspired by that. Our company president also likes Hatsune Miku. So we had a character that was like more younger looking, had twin tails, had the typical greenish blue color of her hair, right? But there was also a character I put a lot of time and effort in, which was themed around printing. Many of you may not know, but we are a printing company. So I tried my best to incorporate the things our company stands for. There are a lot of things like the dots on her sleeves, because printing is dots, it's ink, it's Racing Queen inspired because we make a lot of decals for motorcycles. Then we have like CMYK, which are the main printing colors used in printing. And these characters went through a lot of revisions. Like I made a lot of different outfits, hairstyles, characters, got feedback from other team members, our chief designer, the president, and adjusted. And at the end, I conducted a simple internal vote because this character was supposed to represent our company, the people who work here, you know, the day-to-day, the printing, the vibe, right? And Shikisai Silk won. Not that many people actually cared about this character. This was just another project by the upper management to kind of try different things, new things, just like they let me do social media here. Shikisai Silk was to be our character. And I was delighted. I wanted to work on her and do the best I can for our company. I did everything I could. I learned how to do like live 2D a bit. Like I can't rig anything really. It's so hard. I respect everyone who can rig their own models. I used templates and tried to do what I could. So I made a basic rig in Live 2D of Silk-chan. I made a Vroid 3D model because that's the easiest to get into. I drew over 10 illustrations for her. I'm not the best illustrator, to be honest. Like I'm more of a graphic design person, but budget wouldn't allow us to hire someone more professional. So I had to do everything. I made stickers, sticker motifs. We made a line account where you can interact with the character. You know, I poured my heart into this to do well for my company, to do good by them. Maybe it is the German side of me that kind of makes me want to give my best at everything I do, and especially for my company. Or I just like to get praised. I don't know. We also commissioned someone to make a real cosplay outfit for Shikisai for Comiket. So I could wear the outfit, be there in the place and interact with people to get more attention for our booth and our company. And this is this wig as well. I think the wig alone was 2,000 yen. And you can see they did pretty well. They did a little ink drop and the ink dripping. They did such a good job with this. So sad we didn't get more use out of it, really. This was already the time where you could go to an event and get a mic and talk to VTubers on a screen, right? So that is what I made the model for. Interaction, engagement, interest in the company, really. One of the bigger things we also made is a whole custom pachinko slot machine. If you didn't know my company, we aren't printing, but we also do injection molding, which is making things out of plastic. The most basic process of how I can describe it is you print something on a plastic sheet. Then you heat up the sheet itself and you press a mold into the heated up sheet so it kind of gets into the shape of the mold itself. You remove it, let it cool, and ta-da! You have a 3D thing made from a simple printed plastic sheet. That's how my company used to make the dummies for vending machines. The drinks and the bottles inside the vending machine used to be 3D. And they were not 3D printed, they were molded into the shape. Oh yeah, I made the logo for the pachinko machine as well. I can do it all. Hire me, please. I was getting a little excited because I am the nerd and I like anime characters, VTuber culture, models, whatever. They're a little toxic, but you know, I like that shit. I like the drama too. But then the president called another meeting and everything changed. So this must have been around 1 or 2 months before the event itself, so cutting it pretty close. The company president had seen a music video on YouTube by an artist called Suyobi no Campanera, and it was called Akatsuki, which is Red Riding Hood in Japanese. And he said, that's the shit the kids are into. So the character that we had spent months developing, pouring our time, money, resources into, that we had a full costume for, was to be sidelined for Red Riding Hood. The chief designer poured his heart into his AI creations, and those were to be used for our Itasha, or cringe mobile as I like to translate them, because Ita or Itai means hurt, and Sha is like the car, automobile. So it's a hurtful car, you hurt when you see it. Using AI for the car that is supposed to be displayed at the biggest event for creators around the world. Corporate culture is a lovely thing, isn't it? Shikisai didn't completely disappear because obviously we had made all these things as cosplay and they let me wear it to the event. We had the stickers, we tried to sell them. Of course, nobody would buy them because there was no marketing and no outreach and no nothing. The pachinko slot machine was still there. And also, I almost forgot. The company president also asked me to wear a Cinderella cosplay one of the days. Why Cinderella? Because I'm white. Because I'm the only foreigner at the company. And because it suits me apparently. I look like a Disney princess. Yes, that is me. I am. Do you see the birds gather around me? Does any of this have anything to do with our company? No. This has nothing to do with our company.
I found this archival footage of the streamer Rob CD, who accidentally stumbled upon our booth, and I invited him into our car.
In the car? Yeah. Whoa.
You can see some of the things that were gathered here. I gave him a sticker and sent him on his merry way.
Okay, thank you.
As a designer myself, I know that it's a tough world out there. And I know the disappointment of my design not making it in a competition or not being chosen to further a project. But that's not why I was disappointed this time around. All of the time and effort that went into this went unacknowledged. Nobody really talked about it anymore, or how we could make things better next time around or more efficient. Maybe that's a German thing, efficiency. In the West, there's a known Japanese concept which is called kaizen. You know, let's learn from our mistakes and what happened this time to make it better for the next. But there's nothing like that this time around. And we keep going like that, basically. And the things we have around the office just keep piling up. The things and ideas, just a reminder of when you still had a heart and kept trying. So basically, this is not a story about VTubers or any VTuber drama. I'm sorry, that is more interesting and gets the views. It's more about working at a middle-sized owner-owned company in Japan and what corporate cultures can be like here. Shikisai never got the chance to shine on the big stage. Now she's just an ancient, faraway memory. Maybe some of the people who watched me back then on TikTok saw some of her funnier videos with her. Many of the people who helped me back then are also gone now. Times are a-changing. Shikisai got replaced by an AI character. And now AI seems to be replacing us. Tough times ahead for us humans. But let's still keep trying our best out there. Last year, I got handed a bright red kabuki-style lion wig. And I didn't even ask questions anymore. At that time in Japan, the movie Kokuho, Our National Treasure, was popular. And it's a film about kabuki, a performance art in Japan, a very traditional, long-standing one with a long history. Women are not allowed to perform at kabuki, usually. But still, that's what the people want right now. Didn't you see the movie's popular? So you become the kabuki guy. I do have my fun with it though, as you can see from my videos. My company is fully dedicated to giving their all for our customers. Just don't ask us to do anything for ourselves. Give us the orders. We can follow those.
こんにちは皆様、色彩シルクです。この動画ご覧になってくださって本当にありがとうございます。また今度会いましょうね。
If you need character design, printing services, plastic injection molding, stuff for anything else, we are here for you in Japan. The yen is pretty cheap right now, so maybe our services are worth it to you. And we also have a factory in the Philippines. If you need anything, hit us up. Thank you so much.